Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Talkn Tennis podcast, the only podcast you need to be listening to get your tennis fix as we break down every twist and turn throughout Roland Garros so far. We'll go through the fixtures, early results, and, of course, our predictions for the tournament. I won't be here to do it alone, though. I'm joined, as always, by my two partners in crime. Firstly, the man to my virtual left who ignores his students in the corridor with the same dead-eyed focus Luciano Doderi used walking past that ball kid in Rome. It's Chrissy P. How are you, Chris?
Good evening, Adam. I'm doing very well this evening. And yes, Luciano Doderi, that was an epic walkout. I got to admit, I think I watched that 5 times on repeat because that was a vibe, honestly. You felt for the ball kid. They would have, been confused. But Doderi, he was laser focused, and with those glasses and those shades, kind of ashamed of how it ended for him because pretty sure he got walloped. That game.
He didn't focus enough.
No, didn't turn out too well for him, but that'll go down in the Hall of Fame of walkouts, I would say.
Yes, definitely. That's a top 5 walkouts, I reckon, of all time. Just the glasses added another element to it as well. I hope your students forgive you as much as that ball kid forgave Doderi as well.
Nah, fuck him. It's all right. It's from Monday to Friday, mate. That's how I just strut around the school. I just don't want to know you.
Another man who I'm sure snobs off his kids. He's the man to my virtual right, whose muscles are so unbothered he's never once needed a medical timeout in his tennis career. It's Vargas. How are you, Adrian?
I'm well, thank you. It's great to be here once again. And yeah, remind me again, what was this in reference to, Adam?
Yes, of course. It's been a couple of weeks since we've potted, but from memory, I think it was Jannik Sinner caused a little bit of a controversy, you could say. It was Rome semi-finals, I think, against Medvedev, calling a medical timeout for, I don't know if it was cramp or it wasn't cramp. Medvedev, in true Medvedev fashion, wasn't happy, though, saying rules for one, rules for another. I think it was, again, Alcaraz story from Australian Open, right, in that semi-final against Zverev, calling for medical timeout for cramp, where you're not allowed to call for a medical timeout for cramp.
Well, kind of reminds me a bit of Novak's recent match with his opponent coming out and having a bit of a few choice words, politely, of course, about Novak's antics and what he's known for.
It's always politely.
Yes.
Yes, we will get to all of that. And yes, I'd like to apologise to our dear listeners. We missed last week's pod because someone on here decided to do some elective surgery last week. So, Chris, for all the viewers and all the listeners, how did the penis enlargement surgery go?
No, to correct you, it was the penis reduction surgery, and it was a success. Just the feedback I've been getting lately, it was just in my best interest, and just to reduce the girth and length, it was just, I think everyone knows where I'm going with it, but it's in everyone's best interest that it just needed to happen for the greater good, for society, but it's done.
It was the Simona Halep surgery, was it? It was the reduction.
Of course, the real reduction. It's just make me more aerodynamic, just save me from lower back issues as well. So just to help me get around from A to B a bit better.
Now we can slide around the house, checking on the tennis live scores, going on his computer.
That's it.
Crazy agile.
Just more efficient. Just getting shit done now.
Speaking of live scores, for our video viewers, you might be able to see behind Chris's right shoulder live tennis matches as well. So not only do you get this week's podcast, you get some live tennis as well, which won't be live when you're listening to it, but it's live for us. So
that's right. And plus you get to see my reactions as well to see, who I'm barracking for, and you can clearly see where my gambling interest lies. And that's always good fun, especially when I'm on the CCs, boys?
Yes, he's on CC number 1. We should have a counter, Chris, on the top right corner of how many CCs you're consuming throughout the evening.
Good idea.
Live score update, Chris?
Second set, Vallejo's got the break at 3-1, and Kwame up first set. Kwame up first set, but down a break in the second, though.
Of course, you need Kwame for a win, don't you?
Yes, I did back him for a set, so I already got that in the bank, but I would love him to win as well. So that'll just be a bonus.
Very good. I can't wait to get to the Kwame updates throughout the night. Hopefully he does the job for you.
Thank you. Got to pay for that penis reduction surgery, eh?
Yeah, especially when you put it on Afterpay. Can't believe they accepted Afterpay for that.
Dr. Schnitt, mate, he does a whole wide array of services.
We haven't got to the ad spot yet. That's usually halfway in the pod, but we'll give an early shout. Shout out to Dr. Snip for all your vasectomy, circumcision, and penis reduction surgeries. Yes, Dr. Snip. That's 1-800-Dr. Snip.
Yeah, he hasn't quite got there
2
for
out of
penis
3 of
enlargement
us.
surgery yet, but reduction, he knows. He knows.
2 of 3 of us have used Dr. Snip. That's fantastic. I guess I'm next. Don't know what I'm going to get. Maybe just some enhancements around the sides.
Why not?
Why not? They are a sponsor. Lads, let's jump into Roland Garros, with which reached the halfway point of the second round. The headlines so far, a few upsets. Mostly the seeds have done the job. The heat's been the big talking point, though, so far. Taylor Fritz was the first big seed to fall. He was beaten on day one, while Wawrinka was given an emotional send-off by Jasper de Jong in what was his final French Open. The biggest casualty of the second round came on day 4 when 10th seed and Adrian's man Alexander Bublik was bounced out by Jan-Lennard Struff in 4 sets. Chris, your man, Davidovich Fokina also crashed out at the hands of Thiago Tirante. While Novak Djokovic, he's had to grind his way through both matches so far, surviving a 4-hour, 4-set battle with Frenchman Valentin Royer in oppressive Paris heat to set up a third-round blockbuster that I can't wait for against Brazilian sensation Joao Fonseca. The top seeds otherwise have held firm. Jannik Sinner, Alexander Zverev, Casper Ruud, Tommy Paul, Andrey Rublev, and even Felix Auger-Aliassime are all through safely to the next round. Medvedev was one other player that I forgot, Chris. He lost early as well was it round 1 he lost? Feels like
he did to the Australian, Adam Walton, in 5 sets.
Of course. It was the Aussie man, Adam Walton, who plays tonight, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
He does now, I believe.
Oh, fantastic. We'll get live scores of that throughout the evening as well. Adrian, your man, Alex de Minaur, got a walkover in round 2 into round 3. He plays your other man, Jakub Mensik, who survived a 5-set battle last night. So that's going to be awesome to see. And Rafael Jodar, another one worth mentioning, he got through as well overnight, beating James Duckworth. He's one that everybody is talking about to potentially have a good or long tournament. Chris, there's been a lot happening in Roland Garros so far. Has there been any matches that have caught your eye so far?
I think one match that was on my radar before it had started was the Prismic and Fonseca match. Obviously, these two players are the next big things in the men's side in tennis, being in the next gen. They're young, they're making a name for themselves. So to see the outcome of that match where Prismic taking the 2-sets-to-love lead, Fonseca digging deep and coming back and winning that match, I didn't actually get to see it as well, so I can't really speak to the level of quality. But there's one thing I do want to say about that match, particularly with the heat being such a factor in the French Open so far, was the fact that a lot of people on Twitter or on X have commented on Fonseca's weight and particularly his aesthetics and how he looks. Specifically, he's got a bit of a stomach on him. He's not got 6-pack abs. He's not really skinny. He's just got a bit of a dad bod at the minute. So for him to come back, win from 2-sets-to-love down in the blistering Paris sun, well, what does that tell you about aesthetics and performance? It tells you that they are not correlated. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter if you've got a 6-pack of abs or the most defined biceps, shoulders. It matters your performance. It matters your technique. It matters about your skills. So I think people on X or on social media in general need to shut the fuck up. And when it comes to these kinds of things, you're not going to get a 19-year-old Rafa Nadal with his bulging biceps. That's just, it's random sometimes, yeah? Tennis players in general don't have the most impressive physiques. They're usually very skinny. So, and to further substantiate my hypothesis about it, look at Ostapenko as well on the women's side. Look at Serena Williams, probably the greatest women's player there is. Not an impressive physique at all, but she's a champion. Federer on the
He's
other
still in
side of the
physique.
spectrum. Federer, very skinny. He's a twig, but he's just all class, isn't he? All technique, all skill. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. Aesthetics and performance, nothing to do with one another when it comes to the sport of tennis.
Adrian, there is such a thing as fat fit, right? That is a thing.
There is. Just to reiterate what Chris said, particularly in tennis, you're not running kilometers, in a match, but it is very agile. And if your body has adapted to that, which they have, they're professional players. They've adapted to those movements over many, many years. Yeah, if one person is a few extra kilos more than another player, it doesn't really matter. Their body is fit for playing tennis at the highest caliber. So, yeah, it is a bit disappointing to hear that, and I'm sure there's a lot out there on the women's side too that we just don't know about. But yeah, particularly for a young lad who's finding his way and still performing really, really well. Yeah, to hear that is pretty alarming, I'd say.
I wouldn't take too much notice, Chris, to be honest, on the dross of X, but there's a lot of crap out there. But point taken. I think people just don't understand the mechanics of the game as well. That it's not all about having six-pack abs and big biceps. We kind of all look like Carlos Alcaraz.
Oh, I don't even think his body's even that good. Great player, fucking phenomenal. Oh, he's lean. Okay, cool. We're not rating him about how good his body is. But anyway,
we just do that on the WTM.
Of course, that's where it matters.
Chris, were you surprised with some of the exits? I think I read online some were surprised about Taylor Fritz. I wasn't surprised on that. I just thought if you thought Fritz was going to do well this tournament, you're crazy. Daniel Medvedev, though, very surprised on that one. And even Bublik to a lesser extent. I thought they both do a hell of a lot better than what they did. Were you surprised on those early exits?
Medvedev is so random. He can do this at Grand Slams where he gets to the first round and gets bundled out. I saw somewhere online, someone threw up some stats where he's been knocked out of first round slams, a few times. You just don't know what kind of Medvedev you're going to get. It was only a couple of weeks ago where he pushed him out to the absolute limits where he's cramping and he's struggling. And then he loses first round to Adam Walton, who probably had to qualify. So that obviously that's a big surprise. Fritz, you would have thought he'd get over his countryman and Barasvedi. He couldn't do it. Only his second match on the clay to date. So there's that. So surprising, but not surprising at the same time. Yuri Lehechka going down straight sets to Pablo Carreno Busta. PCB, I mean, he's washed up. He plays qualifiers now, and to lose in straight sets to him and not even get a break point chance as well, probably Yuri wasn't fit. Probably would have been carrying something. So
he has been carrying something. He's not at 100% at the moment.
Yeah. On any other day, I would have thought he'd have his number.
Yeah. Adrian, anything from your end that's caught your eye so far? Anyone who's impressed you? Anyone who's maybe changed your opinion on who you might think do well this tournament?
Well, just a little shout out to our countryman, Kokkinakis, who before the match, I was thinking this is going to go to 5 sets. He loves a 5-setter, the old Kokkinakis, and definitely, didn't disappoint there. Surely to all the betting fans out there, surely you would have put a bet on Kokkinakis, either winning or losing in a 5-setter. But what has caught my eye is obviously my man, another fellow countryman, as you mentioned, De Minaur getting the walkover. I actually think Blocks would have had his number anyway, given the current recent form. Blocks, playing really well in Rome, and De Minaur obviously bowing out very early. So very, very lucky. And again, very lucky. He's up against Mensik, who is fresh off 5-setter, who came off exhausted. Again, another one complaining about the heat. De Minaur must be counting his absolute blessings that he's had a run like this and now facing obviously a quality player, but a quality player that may not be at 100%. So I'm sure he's very happy with that. I saw some of you boys nodding. You happy to jump in there with that?
Well, yeah, I was going to say that he absolutely collapsed and he needed a lot of assistance in getting off the court after his win. And no, you're absolutely right. He's going to have 48 hours to come up against probably the worst or the person you'd least want to play after having that amount of cramps. So it doesn't look good for Jakub.
Yeah. I posted something on our subreddit page, Adrian. That's Talkn Tennis podcast on Reddit. If you want to join the conversation, of course, just remember there's only one rule. There is no rules. You can say and do whatever you like. I posted a stat about time on court so far. Mensik was leading the way of the players who are playing tomorrow at about 6 hours and 50 minutes, and De Minaur has been on court for about an hour and 50. So big difference so far, and we're only in round 3. Yeah, Chris, to your point, Mensik look absolutely rooted, if I can use that word. 13-11 in the 5th set tiebreaker. He had to be carried off the court nearly. Felix Auger-Aliassime, similar, 10-7 in the 5th set tiebreaker as well. So he could potentially face some issues in his next match too. Chris, I'm not sure, question without notice, Alexander Blocks, the way he got injured. There was some controversy online. There was he put a post out and it was I loved it because it was a deleted tweet or a deleted post. I don't know what social platform it was on, but it had a lot of sarcasm in it about the necessary things at the back of the court that apparently caused his injury. The word's escaping me at the moment, but Chris, did you have any thoughts on the way he got injured and the way it happened?
It's very unfortunate how it happened. You don't really see and hear too many times a pro athlete gets injured from an acute injury from training. It's usually like an overuse thing, but to roll his ankle, quite bizarre, and specifically how it happened with being a tarp on the back of the court. And from what I understood,
tarp.
Yeah, he must have clipped it or caught onto it. But at the same time, I think if you can move it yourself, just move it. If you know it's going to be a bit of an issue, just fucking kick it. Just move it. Just get it out the way. I mean, but he's within his rights to go after compensation to Roland Garros and claim some cash from this whole ordeal.
Oh, if you look at the prize money, they're tight asses. So good luck trying to get any compensation for that.
Yeah, it seemed pretty obvious that he put his post out on, as you said, whatever platform, and then swiftly received some calls from the high ups to question that, and then obviously changed it and omitted that little piece of information and kept most of his original post the same, minus that little bit. Yeah,
he said the really necessary covers at the back of the court. In inverted commas as well. So I love the sarcasm and I'd be pretty pissed off too. But yes, Blocks, unfortunate injury is De Minaur's gain. And I know at least 2 of the 3 of us will be supporting De Minaur against Mensik and for the rest of the tournament as well. I don't know, Chris is kind of on the fence. I'm on the De Minaur bandwagon just to make Edge look like a downright ass.
Bandwagon? There is no bandwagon.
It's just me.
It's just you, mate.
It's just you and Katie Bolter. That's the bandwagon.
I'll take it. We'll take it.
Speaking of Katie Bolter.
Yes.
I won't go there. You want to keep going on the men's side?
Nah, if you want to speak about Katie Bolter, we'll speak about Katie Bolter.
Oh, I was going to say I'm looking forward to her match against a favourite here on this pod, Potapova.
Who's she got? Oh, Potapova. That's a good matchup.
Yeah. So looking forward to that one. Potapova still in some hot form, playing.
She is
career best form against. I don't know if Katie has her match. I think Potapova will steamroll her. That's my little prediction there, but I think she'll do well.
Potapova seeded from memory, so yeah, she would be
she
going
came from nowhere
on that one. Yeah, she's had a good couple of months.
From Madrid, where she was the lucky loser, is that right?
Yeah.
I'd love, I can't remember what she was ranked or prior to Madrid. Out of 100?
Testing my memory. It would have been 80 to 100 from memory, because she went through qualifying, and it's usually around that 80 mark or 100, maybe towards 100. Got to the semi from memory, and then she had to qualify again through Rome. Did that. Didn't go as well in Rome, but her ranking has bolted up. Pardon the pun.
Look at her now, 28th seed.
28th seed, not bad. It's a good jump. Do you know who's fallen down the rankings, Adrian? It's your girl Maya joined. I don't even know where she is on this list.
Jeez, you guys are giving me flack.
I certainly wasn't.
Okay. You won't, no. Chris would never.
Someone's got to give you flack around here. Potapova, of course, beating Maya joint 6-1, 6-2 in the first round.
I don't even know what she looks like.
I don't know. Seen her play.
She
got the picture yet on WTA, or was that Talia Gibson? Chris, before we talk more about the women, your pick on the men's side to win Roland Garros, and if it is Sinner, then my next question will be, who do you like as a bit of a smoky to go far in the tournament with all this draw studying that I know you've been doing the last couple of weeks post penis surgery?
It's not as simple as just picking a winner, because honestly, if Sinner had to play all the day games in peak sun, I probably wouldn't pick him to win it. I don't think he'd get there if it was going to be as hot as it has been. Well, for the next 2 weeks.
He's playing right now in a day game.
He is.
I'd like to interject there. I saw something today on Reddit that he's been given the opening match on the main court, which has been unheard of for so many years. Normally they get the primetime slot a bit later, which means peak sun. But they're giving Sinner, it seems like they're definitely favouring and looking after him and putting him on early before the heat gets to its extremes.
You put him at night, they'll say you're protecting him. You put him first up, you'll say you're protecting him. What do you want?
Yeah.
He's got to play. This is the same as the Djokovic losers on Reddit and on X, bitching and moaning because, he's 39 years old and he's got to play at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You got to play sometime. It's fucking hot. What do you want? It's a summer sport.
You play at night, you go late, it disturbs your sleep patterns. But at the same time, you're the best player in the world. If you are a spectator who's paying for a night ticket, I'm pretty sure you're paying to see the best player in the world, opposed to a local French player that you're going to just put in the prime time who you'd put there otherwise. So it's always been that way. It's been that. I'm pretty sure it's the same with all the slams. The night time or the night slots are for the best players in the world. In this case, it's pretty clear who the best player in the world is. There's only one. It's Alcaraz is playing the French right now. Sure, there'd be some wiggle room between them both, between who plays, but it's unquestionable. Sinner plays a nice slot. All right, you don't like it? Get to number one in the world next time. I don't make the rules.
I think if you're the top player on the men's or women's, but it's generally going to be the men's. So if you're, in this case, Sinner or Zverev, you should get first rights on where you want to play. And if you're Djokovic and Auger-Aliassime, it's kind of like bad luck. You get second dibs on what the other one doesn't want.
Sounds to me like you think tennis is about the players. No.
Of course they ask the players. Is there night matches, Chris? Because I'm just looking at the schedule for tonight, and I got Rinderknech and Berrettini. I guess it's not before 4:15, but that's 4:15 our time. Forget that. That's their night game tonight. Berrettini, Rinderknech. I read that as 4 p.m. What's that?
And there you
What's
go.
wrong with that for a night game, Chris?
You pay top dollar for Berrettini, Rinderknech.
Yeah.
Come on.
Berrettini plays challenges, and you got Rinderknech. The only reason why he's playing is because he's a local. Sometimes they do it at the IO where they'll put, the top-ranked Aussie player up at night, but that's usually Demonor. But at least that's somewhat credible because he's top 10 in the world. Rinderknecht. I mean, geez, really? But I don't know. I think
slim. What do you want? You put Sabalenka's playing a French girl tonight. You could have put that on as your nighttime main event.
You're a ticket holder. What do you want to see?
That's what I would do. But
do you want to see it? If you're a ticket holder, do you want to see the best player in the world, or you want to see your countryman? What do you want?
Can watch your countrywoman as well playing to Sabalenka. I don't know what the French want.
Country person, then. But damned if you do, damned if you don't. There's always going to be someone that's going to complain either way. There's always going to be a counter argument or someone that's just unhappy. But it's Sinner's choice. Simple.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think all the bitching and moaning is a bit ridiculous. If you're the 1 and 2, you get first dibs. This is how it's always going to be like that. So whoever's 3 and 4 is kind of like bad luck. You get second best. So Djokovic fans, suck it up. So Chris, assuming Sinner's going to get protected all tournament with the heat. For the record, he's leading at the moment as well. Live score 6-3, 2-1 Sinner's way against Cerundolo's brother. Is Sinner your pick for the tournament?
Yeah, he'd be my pick. He'd be my pick.
It's hard to go past him.
Couldn't even. I don't know who I'd pick. If let's just say Sinner wasn't playing Roland Garros. Jeez, who would you go for? Casper?
Yeah, it would be my pick if Sinner wasn't in the mix.
I got no faith in Zverev when it gets tight or in big matches either. Best of
Chris,
5.
I haven't got the draws in front of me, but is Ruud on the other side of Sinner's draw? I think from memory he was.
Yes, he is. Yeah, Ruud is on
Zverev's
side.
He's in the bottom half. Yes.
So do I take it you're going a Sinner-Ruud final then? Ruud, of course, being in form after his Geneva. No, he didn't win Geneva. He went far in Geneva. He also went far in Rome.
If that bottom half is looking... What if Rafael Jodar gets there? What if? Well, what a story.
This is what everyone's talking about, Adrian. Everyone's talking about Rafael Jodar. It's his time. They're calling him the new Rafa. It's literally his name. Could he be the guy to... He's in the bottom half as well, Chris?
He is.
Yeah, I've left my papers upstairs, unfortunately. Could he be somebody who gets into a semi or final?
Well, definitely. He's got Mickelson in his next game. If he wins that, he will play the winner of Carreno Busta or Tirante, which you'd think
winnable games. Yeah,
could take that. If he wins that, then he is up against either Zverev or Kachanov.
Yeah, it's going to be his biggest test.
Yeah, so definitely doable. Or to go far anyway. Do I think it's his time to win? No, I don't think it's his time to win. But it's definitely his time to go deep and do well. I was going to say that top half of the draw is...
top half of the draw is very good for Sinner. There is a lot of weak players in Sinner's corner. Chris, you want to give us a quick draw update from that top half?
Yeah.
I left my papers upstairs.
Well, in terms of who could be a threat to Sinner,
yeah, just on that top half, it's from memory. It was all stacked in the bottom half. There was
in his quarter
of in
his quarter. There's not.
It
much
was meant
there.
to be. It was meant to be Bublik, and Bublik's
gone. Is probably the next strongest. For some reason, you got Tiafoe. Even though Tiafoe probably lose his next match against Hurkacz tonight. That's it.
My man.
Honestly, Shelton, but he's got no. Well, he's still a very good player, but on clay is a different story. So that's his threat in his quarter. On the bottom, on the second quarter, who you got there? Tien is struggling at the minute. I think he's going to be down 2-1. There goes my ATP fantasy team. See you later. Caboli, who's just about to
win.
Yep, Tabilo, yeah. The Chilean, he's had a bit of a walkthrough. He's in the third round. So it's pretty weak. Honestly, this whole draw is very weak up to this very point. It is so thin. The semi-final when we talk this time next week, in the semis, we're going to be like, who would have thought these four would be there, with the exception of probably Sinner.
Yeah. I think Clay, particularly when you look at the top 10 as well, and you look particularly after the top 3, you look at their best services, Clay is just not suiting anybody on there, particularly the American guys. Medvedev's been hot and cold on Clay. Who bageled Medvedev? Can't even remember now on Clay. It was a couple of months ago. My memory's shocking. But the top 10 has just been very inconsistent on Clay, and I think that'll change once we get to grass and hard court. Live update, Chris.
Kwame took the second set, and now he's doing fist pumps. He's doing the lawnmower.
Could be a moist Kwame quarterfinal appearance.
Maybe.
Which part of the draw he's on. Definitely in the top half. Adrian,
Our mate Walton is down 2 sets, and it's 5-all in the third as well.
Jeez,
so
he's hanging on for dear life.
Similar to what we've said on the pod before, I think he's won his final already, beating Medvedev.
Was a big win.
Yeah.
Leonard's 3-all as well in the third, Chris. So don't write him off yet. They're still on serve in that third set. Adrian, give us your pick for on the men's side if it's not Sinner.
It's exactly the same as what Chris said. How do you not pick Sinner? You're an idiot if you don't pick Sinner. And Ruud, I'm expecting to come out trumps in the bottom half. Yeah, I'm expecting a Ruud Zverev in that semi for Ruud to win and face Sinner in the final, and then for Ruud to lose in maybe straight sets, or maybe he might get a set. We'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, if
Fair
Elliot Spazzeri can get a set off Jannik Sinner when Jannik Sinner is not feeling the greatest, then I reckon anyone can get a set off Sinner if Sinner's not feeling well. But obviously, a lot needs to go right, and Sinner needs to experience some full body cramps, and it needs to be 35 degrees in Paris.
Well, Sinner himself came out a while ago saying, as tournaments progress, you tend to just get better and better and better. Your body adapts to all those little niggles and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it makes sense. When Spazzeri took that set off him, it was early on, and then he just comes out and then dominates the rest of the tournament. Same with the recent Grand Slams. He'll just, I think, do the same. He might start out a bit shaky to begin with, but then just progressively get better and better. Do I still think, surely Ruud or anyone is capable of taking a set off him, but it's just so hard to pick anyone but Sinner without Alcaraz in the mix.
Particularly with that top half being the weaker part of the draw as well.
Yeah. I can't see.
Chris, one thing's for sure. Sinner won't have Craig Tiley in his corner to put a roof over his head if shit really does hit the fan.
There is a roof.
Well, there is a roof. They haven't closed it yet, as far as
Is there a heat policy? That's what I'd like to know.
There is a heat policy at the French Open. It hasn't been enacted yet. And I think it was Djokovic or someone said, well, if it hasn't been enacted now, then it never will. But it's like, well, you got to hit certain temperatures. That day in Melbourne, from memory, it was 40 degrees or something. Mid-30s, low 30s. So it's obviously not enough to...
Is it as harsh
to go
as
extreme?
The Aussie sun?
No, but it's unseasonably warmer in Paris. I was watching some clips, 2 weeks ago? I think they were practicing, or it was like early qualifiers, and they were playing at night, one of the women in like long sleeves. So it was cool then, and then a couple of weeks later, it's been unseasonably warmer. Maybe it's hotter with the clay as well, Age. I don't know.
No. Hard court, you'd think, would reflect the surface temperature would be a lot more on a hard court.
I don't know, mate. You got Jaka Mensik just fainting on court,
science.
So I don't know. It's science. All right. We're all going Casper Ruud then as the man to face Sinner in the final. Very predictable. It will obviously not be Ruud then. Lads, we'll jump on the women's side. The WTA has lived up to its billing as the most unpredictable tournament in years, with seeds tumbling at every turn. Day one alone claimed 4 Grand Slam champions in Barbara Krejcikova, Emma Raducanu, Sophia Kenin, and Sloane Stephens. The carnage continued on day 4 with second seed Elena Rybakina sent packing in a third set tiebreaker, while in a surprise to nobody, Jasmine Polini also lost early in the tournament. She is having a terrible 2026. Some of the winners, though: Iga Swiatek, Mira Andreeva, Karolina Muchova, Lena Svitolina, Marta Kostyuk, and Sorona Cristea have all advanced without major trouble. However, Chris, the most talked about moment off the court has been your woman, Naomi Osaka's Eiffel Tower-inspired outfit, which split opinion on and off the court before she even had a chance to hit a ball. As I said, most of the favourites still remain with the names I mentioned, plus Aryna Sabalenka, Coco Gauff, and Madison Keys. So for the most part, a lot of the seeds still there. A couple of upsets. Chris, what have you made of the women's side so far? And were you shocked with Elena Rybakina's early exit?
Definitely was. She definitely hasn't been playing her best in her first round and in her lead up. So at the same time, to see her get bundled out in the second round to an unseeded player was disappointing. I think she'd be very upset with that performance. Maybe particularly Vukov as well, leaving her box midway through a match, even though she quickly shut that down in her press conference that he was feeling unwell, as that's the reason why he left. But either way, for a number 2 player in the world to be losing in the second round at Roland Garros, not good enough. Not good enough.
Yeah. Hasn't been at her best the last couple of weeks, it's fair to say, Adrian. Anything from your end, Adrian, that's caught your eye so far on the women's side of things?
Well, I did mention the Potapova and Bolter match.
Potapova.
But that bottom draw is looking pretty stacked. I mean, well, you would have thought Rybakina would have been up there, but then you have, where are we? Andreeva, Swiatek, Kostyuk, your mate Bencic, still in the mixer.
She's still in it.
And Svitolina up there. Still a lot of big seeds. When you think about those players, that's going to be some tantalizing tennis in the quarters and
round of 16 and quarters when they get there.
Yeah. Providing they will make it through. Yeah, still loving how Kostyuk, and Svitolina, the Ukrainians, they're
both doing well.
Forced to be reckoned with. The Ukrainians in the WTA now. They've doing very, very well. Andreeva. Yeah, I know. That was my main one. To see Potapova, I'm very curious to see if she can continue that run of form, which I hope she does. Her story is pretty incredible, so I'd love to see her jump up a little bit more. That's what I'll be keeping an eye on. Yeah.
Forgot to mention as well, Jess Pegula was the other big early exit, surprise early exit, losing to Australian Kimberly Burrell 1-6, 6-3, 6-3. So good to see Aussie. A couple of the Aussies have done well with some big upsets. She was another one. So shout out to Kimberly as well. Chris, who was your pick pre-tournament? Elena Rybakina, if it was. I'll give you a chance to change it. Who do you think can win this tournament? From my end, it seems very open. Seems like I counted 6 women that I thought could win this tournament, legitimately win this tournament. One of those 6 is gone now. I won't tell you who I think that pool is, but who do you think can win this tournament?
The most confidence I have in the women's tour right now on clay is Mira Andreeva. I believe that she can go all the way. I'm a big believer now on the men's side particularly, but I'm going to extend that out to the women's side as well in the youth. The next gen coming through, these 19 to 21-year-olds, it's their time. And she is going to be lifting that trophy in a couple of weeks' time.
Wow, that's a big call.
That is a big call.
She was one of the 6 that I had as well, Chris. So it's not totally far-fetched, but it would be a big achievement for her. Do you think Sabalenka is, I don't want to say no chance, but I listen to, much to your chagrin, I do listen to some other tennis podcasts, and it's all this thing about she's the favourite for Roland Garros, Sabalenka, on the women's side. I don't see how you can rightfully put her as favourite on clay.
Someone has to be favourite. Someone has to be favourite.
Is Sabalenka your favourite?
I guess so. I'm purely on ranking alone and quality of player. She is the favourite. It's just the surface that makes you have a bit of uncertainty and doubt.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think she can win it. Out of my 6, I put her at about 4 or 5 out of my 6 players. So
like
take that for what it is.
But who's counting?
Well, not me, that's for sure. Maybe it's 7. Adrian, I think I know who you're going to pick as your winner. It's not going to be Mira Andreeva. You've been riding this bandwagon for months now. Are you still riding the bandwagon?
I am tossing up between Swiatek and Andreeva, who are they're in the draw, so close they'll meet each other in the semi, providing they keep going, which I think they will. But that will be a fantastic match.
Yeah.
Oh. At the same time, I feel like the players that you were thinking of, the Ukrainians, they can come and spoil the party as well. Coco also can come and spoil the party. I can't see
reigning champion, of course, Coco. So yeah, you obviously cannot write her off. And
I would pick.
She lost the final in Rome last week from memory.
Yeah,
so long ago.
And with
2 weeks ago,
with those comments about Sabalenka, I get what you mean, Chris. Yeah, she's number 1 ranked player, but just on form and I think just the recent form and how they're going about it at the moment. How can you say Sabalenka is a favourite over Coco or I don't know, a Svitolina or a Swiatek or Andreeva? I don't see that. But I'll have to pick someone, and coin toss between Andreeva and Swiatek for me. Do I have to pick one? Can we go both?
Yes, you do. No, you have to pick one, and it's gonna be Swiatek.
Okay, it'll be Swiatek because Chris has gone Andreeva. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, so you have to pick Swiatek. Yeah, like all things being equal, I think Iga's the best player on clay out of the women. I think that's fair to say.
But her form shit.
All things all things being
yourself.
equal at your best. All things being equal at your best. I know she hasn't been at her best in 2026. She's gotten better post the ghost coach who's come in. So
if you're going form, and quality of player, I'm sorry to interrupt, Andreeva or even Coco Gauff?
It's probably Gauff. Andreeva's form's been good, but Gauff's form's been better. Gauff's the former winner here.
Yeah.
Top 3 rank. She's going to get pretty protected. Doesn't have to play top. Well, won't have to play.
Sabalenka's favourite because she won Grand Slam accolades as well. She's got that behind her in these bigger tournaments, in slams at least.
Yeah.
She's done it before.
Yeah, I get it. I think I just disagree with the assertion that she's the obvious favourite, I guess, is all I'm saying. She was runner-up here last year, which, so obviously still good, but obviously hasn't won here before. That's all.
Yeah.
I would say, for me, Swiatek should be the favourite, which is going out on a bit of a limb, considering her form.
That's ridiculous. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Wow. I don't think it's that bad, but okay.
I think it's putrid.
Putrid?
I think that's terrible. It's a terrible take. I've heard better takes on other podcasts.
You don't listen to other podcasts.
No, I don't. I don't. I reckon Catherine on the tennis podcast got better takes than that.
Oh, don't start, Chris. It's ridiculous. Don't say ridiculous things. So just for the record, because, we like to... There's two
come
players.
back,
I've
circle back.
just done a quick... we'll circle back on this one. I've just looked at the French Open betting on Sportsbet, and there are two players who are equal favourites at $3.50. The first is Sabalenka, and the second is Swiatek. So if you think that's the stupidest thing you've ever heard in your life, then you don't follow my X page, because she's equal favourite.
We're in the second round, mate.
Well, and we're talking about it in the second round.
Yeah, and also the fact I'm 3 from 3 on my bets on Sportsbet. So if you got me drinking CC on a Thursday night, taking money from Sportsbet, and Sportsbet, there's something wrong with them, all right, with their betting and their odds, all right? They don't know what they're fucking doing.
Their odds are dictated by the gamblers like yourself and all your friends on X who are placing money. So they're equal favourites. So I don't think it's that bad of a call when the bookies have her at equal favourites, despite her poor form so far in 2026. But her form is improving, particularly in the last two tournaments.
Grand Slam accolades, that's what they're basing it on.
In saying all that, I'm just going to pick Svitolina just because her form's been great as well in 2026. So, and I don't want to copy Adrian. So there we go. I kind of
can't wait for Swiatek to win it.
I hope she does. And I'm just going to clip. Once I learn how to do clipping of this podcast, I'm going to clip this this whole little segment and just play it back for Chris constantly. So I put a poll up as well on Reddit, but I forgot to bring it up and check the results. The voting was very spread between Goff, Swiatek from memory in terms of what the legions out there on our Reddit page at Talkn Tennis podcast Reddit page thought who was going to win the women's side of things. So very open there. Lads, any closing thoughts or any closing remarks on Roland Garros before we roll on to the next segment?
Let's roll on.
No, let's roll on.
Let's roll on. Very good. We're at the 55-minute mark. It's a Thursday evening. Only one of these guys has school in the morning, so the other one could stay up a bit later tonight. Lucky him. But it is that time for Battle of the Spuds. I don't know you, Adrian, but I couldn't see what Chris had there.
I couldn't see it on.
You couldn't see it?
There's a note from his.
You said
there's a note from his penis doctor.
It's a medical certificate.
It is. It's a note from his penis doctor. I shall not work for 2 weeks post penis surgery.
No heavy lifting.
No heavy lifting. That's not a problem anyway. Lads, we're obviously at the start of Roland Garros, so I thought today's Battle of the Spuds will be Roland Garros themed, but we're going to play a slightly different version of Battle of the Spuds. We are going to play Closest to the Pin. I picked this game because Chris doesn't like it.
Adrian destroyed me last time. My answers wouldn't have been too bad. Adrian just got so close to the pin, he destroyed me. He broke me.
Born near the pin. It'll never get old.
It'll never get old.
Poor Adrian. He was so broken. Yeah, Chris is broken. Closest to the pin for our new listeners, I will ask a question. It will be an answer. It'll be a numerical answer. And these two spuds need to play closest to the pin. How close can they get to the answer? The man with the answer closest to the pin gets a point. There'll be 7 questions, 7 points on offer, and then we will end the quiz with everyone's favorite segment, Who Am I? Well, they'll need to guess a player based on their biography. Adrian leads the 2026 Battle of the Spuds competition 10 points to 6. It's almost like double the score of Chris. It's like, I know my math's not perfect there, but it's a big lead. So Chris really needs to get this. Really in June, Chris, if you fall 5 behind at the start of June, you don't have many weeks to catch up. That's all I'll say.
We're talking about half the year. Half down, half the year. What are you talking about?
Mate, you're going to be missing for a few weeks. You're going overseas. I think you're going to Turkey. We're not sure. More cosmetic surgery. Not quite clear on your itinerary about Europe. Don't know. Don't know if Dr. Sniff's giving you a referral for a hair doctor. I don't know what's going on. And yes, that's rich coming from me. Ha, 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 ha. So you're not going to have many weeks to catch up, is all I'll say.
Mate, I'll just
all right, lads.
I'll phone in just for the who am I's and for the quizzes while I'm in Europe. I got a 6-hour train ride from Hamburg to Amsterdam. I'm sure I can come in for half an hour.
Very nice. Neither of those cities are in Turkey though, so I don't know when the Turkey league starts. Any tournaments over there in Hamburg? Hamburg's just finished. Any tournaments in Holland?
I'm just going to miss out Halle. I'm going to miss Halle in Germany. That would have been a good tournament to go to. But Wimbledon will be on. Wimbledon will be on while I'm in Europe, and as well as the World Cup. So it's fair to say that sports will be rich in my veins when I'm in Europe, and whatever country I'm in, I'm going to be the fiercest, most loyal supporter they'll ever find.
If you're in a beer hall in Hamburg while the World Cup's on in about a month's time, you will probably see Chrissy P there singing a few Steins.
Absolutely. I'll even buy a Dortmund jersey. Why not?
Is Dortmund in Hamburg?
No, it's not. It's so far away, but it's German. All right, doesn't matter. I don't know who plays in Hamburg.
Pretty sure Hamburg's in Hamburg.
I'm pretty sure Hamburg plays in Hamburg, Chris. So maybe get a Hamburg jersey and get a hamburger while you're there. All right, gentlemen, are we ready for closest to the pin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So don't forget, audience listeners, if you're playing along at home, just yell some random numbers out, just randomly. Put them in the chat. Put them in the comments section of Spotify, and I'll tally it up for you. Gentlemen, question 1. How many matches did Rafael Nadal win at Roland Garros across his entire career? I could have said Grand Slam title wins, but that would have been too easy. I forgot to ask if your chat boxes were open because mine wasn't open. All right. Oh, I have to do math. This is going to be hard. Adrian has locked in 121 wins. Chris has locked in 96 wins. The answer is 112 wins, which means Adrian is closest to the pin, being 9 off.
I saw
112 wins. Oh, you got your numbers mixed up, mate.
I knew there was a 1 and a 2, and
Fuck. Well, it pays to sit on Reddit. Unbelievable. Chris is just too busy. I don't know what Chris is too busy doing. He's on X with his legions. He needs to be on Reddit. That's where it's at.
With his
Chris not happy. Just hanging out with his fucking bot legions on Reddit, not knowing about Rafael Nadal's wins at Roland Garros.
What am I doing?
Very good.
Fuck you.
Adrian leads 1-0. Question 2. How long in minutes is the longest match in French Open history between Fabrice Santoro and Andrey Clement in 2004? How long in minutes did that match go for? 2004. Battle of the Frenchmen. There's some names from the past. You should do a category, French tennis players, past and present. Start studying, Chris. Chris has locked in 306 minutes, indicating it was 5 hours and 6 minutes. Adrian has locked in 365 minutes, indicating 6 hours and 5 minutes. The answer was 6 hours and 33 minutes. Adrian, that is correct. I don't have the scores in front of me, unfortunately, which is a bit unfortunate, but I can only imagine it was a big score in the 5th set.
Surely it would have been a 6 hour if it's the all time.
Yeah, it's all time. All time record, Chris.
5 hours.
Back before tiebreakers were played in the 5th set.
I did say 2000. I did say 2004,
you did.
mate.
No, you
it was 16-14 in the 5th set, according to my quick Google search.
Hurry the fuck up.
It's no Isna but it's something. It is something. You're something. Question 3. How many countries will be broadcasting Roland Garros in the 2026 tournament? How many countries will Roland Garros be beamed into this year? Right now, as we speak. Just do a live score update, actually, while these two decide how many countries that will be.
Whoops.
Sinner's taken the second set as well. For those playing along at home, 6-2. Moise Kwame down a break in the third, Chris. Down 3-1. That's not good.
Tien down 2-1
Chris.
break.
Oh, that's not good either. Chris has said 14 countries, a measly 14 countries, only care about Roland Garros. Age has gone 50 countries.
Fuck.
You're both way off. The answer is 220 countries have broadcasts of the Roland Garros. I don't have them all listed, but I verified this with Roland himself and Garros, and it's 220 countries, mate.
I was overestimating as well, just thinking, oh, surely.
Yeah, there's more than 50 countries in Europe, mate. In Africa. Africans love tennis, mate.
Yeah, then one African tennis player.
Adrian. That's moving on. Adrian leads Billis Bus 3-0. As we go into question 4, Chris.
How'd you
do? I can name soccer players. Is that something? Question 4. In what year did the French Open first open to international or non-French players? In what year did the French Open first open to international or non-French players? Before this point, the French Open was exclusively for the French. Goddamn French. What year did it first open up to become all-inclusive to all nations? Adrian going 1948. Chris going 1904. Just trying to do some quick math in my head. The answer is 1925, which means I believe Chris gets that one right, being closest to the pin, I think. My math serves me well. Just. Yes. Just 23 versus 21. Fucking hell, Chris. Cutting it fine, but you get on the board with your first point. Congratulations. You still trail 3 points to 1, though, but you needed that badly to stay in it. 7 questions total, 3 questions to go. Question 5. Chris Evert is the all-time record holder for women's Grand Slams. How many did she win? Simple question. I'm not going to repeat it. Which Adrian discussed. How many Grand Slams did she win? How many? Sorry. Let me take that back. For French Open Grand Slams, I should say.
Oh,
sorry. I didn't write that down.
Jesus.
Just a late in 26.
French Open Grand Slam wins, not all-time Grand Slams. I forgot to say French Open. This is the French Open quiz, so it is implied. Adrian, I'll let you.
Probably, mate.
Adrian, are you locking that in? Is that your answer?
No. Oh. I don't know.
Is that a serious answer? Is that your answer or a postcode? Chris says 6. Adrian says 8. The answer, of course, is 7. So you both get a point. Well, you both don't get a point. Unless you want to rock, paper, scissors for it. 7 is the answer. All-time French Open winner.
Your what?
Rochambeau for it.
Rochambeau, yeah.
Play on.
Adrian leads 4 points to 1. Question
Dave,
6, 2 questions
4-2.
to go.
What are you talking about, 4-1? We both get a point.
Oh, yeah. I just automatically gave that to Adrian. 4 points to 2. You're right. It's all right, Chris. These scores, they go to Deloitte to be audited afterwards. So you would have got that point. It's fine.
I'm going to send your head to Deloitte.
Or not. I'm not allowed back there. I was escorted out the building. Question 6. Chris's favourite type of question. Monica Seles became the youngest women's champion in French Open history in 1990. How old was she in years and days? Yes, days, because that's how we talk.
That's how we talk.
Not months. What? She's 20 in 3 months, mate. No, mate, I want the days. I want exact days. Adrian's locked in his answer. Can't wait to share it. I won't share it for Chris, just so, keep it fair. Adrian's locked in 18 years and 286 days. Chris has locked in 16 years and 66 days. Fortunately, one of them was very close, saving me to do some very difficult math. The answer was 16 years and 189 days. So Chris gets that one much closer to the pin. Yes, 16 years and 189 days old in the 1990 French Open. Chris gets that one. Still trails 4 points to 1, but getting closer.
Dignify that with a
reaction
response.
Got a good reaction from Adrian on that one. 4 points to 3 by my count. So he's clawing his way back. Last question. Here we go. In 1988, Steffi Graf destroyed Natasha Zvereva in the shortest final in Roland Garros history. How long did the match last in minutes? Shortest in Roland Garros history. How long did it last in minutes? Not hours, not seconds, not even months. I want it in minutes. Chris thinks the shortest Grand Slam final in women's history went for 1 hour and 22 minutes.
I was thinking men's. Sorry, I was thinking 3 sets. Oh.
I clearly said Steffi Graf destroyed Natasha Zvereva.
No, in that case,
Adrian,
can you divide it in half? Can you just split that 41 minutes, please? Troy, thanks, mate. Sorry, man. I've had a few CCs. It's the CC tax.
You're putting me in a really...
You haven't even said the answer. I jerried last
You're putting me in a really... Well, look, Adrian's locked in 44. You're saying now you want 41 after you put in 82.
I haven't even heard his answer.
I know his answer. It's 44. I can see it.
Yeah, well, I didn't know his 41. Answer.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying, like, Adrian, are you going to allow this?
There's no difference. I just thought
it's a lark.
You fucked a lark. All right.
There's no malicious intent there.
He's a real piece of shit. See, I told you. This is what we're going to win. Just hate it.
Like, you realize you put in an answer, then you realize you fucked up.
Oh, 5 seconds later, fucking what a stickler. This guy can't even read the score right and fucking having a go at me.
To be fair, if I lose, this is going to break me, boys.
Well, the answer, Adrian, is 32 minutes. So Chris gets that one right if you allow that shinigiri. For the record, I wouldn't have allowed that. That was just terrible. He thought it was the men's, even though I said the 2 names of the women.
You did.
I don't get it.
You know why? Do you know why? Do you know why? Because I saw on Reddit a few in the past week, someone got triple bageled and at Roland Garros, and I honestly thought they were women just by looking at the names, the surnames. I don't know why. I just thought they were women. So in my mind, I'm just thinking old. Back then, they played it. I know it's stupid. They never played 3 sets, but they got triple bageled, and I just thought the quickest. I thought, well, fuck, if that was triple bageled, three sets, 18 games. Anyway, that's why I corrected myself. So give me some credit.
That's fine. Not really. I'm not going to give you any credit, but I'll give you credit for the comeback, even though one of them's an asterisk. You tied it up at 4-4 after trailing very early in that quiz, Chris. And
we love a
there's one thing. Story. I love a comeback story, and I love it when the scores are tied as soon as we go into who am I, which means it's sudden death. Who am I? Who's going to be the quick draw McGraw here? Who's going to go early? Lads, who am I? Are you ready for the win? Chris, you really need this. You need this badly.
I've already got an answer in my head, just thinking how you think, and it's topical. So I'm just going to shoot my shot so early, as we so often do.
We could see the first 5-pointer since the Pegula debacle a few months back. It's going to be fantastic. Chris has already called his shot. Does he know how I think? Well, he's known
if
me
it's a guy,
life,
if
so
it's a guy,
then probably does.
I've got one in mind.
I was
a female.
Well, okay, here we go. For 5 points, who am I? I was born in a coastal Argentine town, but my grandfather immigrated.
Chris,
after 8 words, who am I?
Gaston Gardio.
It's terrible. Is that who you had in mind?
It was. You said Argentine. I'm pretty sure it was Argentine. So, or at least I think you.
That's stiff. If that's the guy you had in mind, and then I start with, I was born in a coastal Argentinian town, then that is fucking unlucky.
I had to go.
No, you didn't really. Adrian, congratulations on your Battle of Spuds win again. You lead with 6. No, I'll continue. I always make it easy at the end. For 5 points, I was born in a coastal Argentine town, but my grandfather immigrated from a region of central Italy after World War II. And it's his bloodline that determined which flag I would one day carry on the ATP Tour. The only tattoo on my body was inspired by a family member who bought me my very first tennis rackets? For 4 points, I speak 3 languages fluently and am supported by my father, who is in my corner every match, the same man who first put a racket in my hand as a child in Argentina. Before I'd even won a professional title, I was selected as a sparring partner at the 2020 ATP Finals in London, sharing a court in practice with the likes of Djokovic, Tsitsipas, and Berrettini. For 3 points, I made my breakthrough on the ATP Tour by winning my maiden title as a qualifier at the 2024 Cordoba Open in my country of birth, Argentina, defeating fellow qualifier Facundo Baines in the final. Only the third time 2 qualifiers had met in an ATP 250 final since 1990. All 5 of my ATP titles have been on clay. For 2 points, all 5 of my ATP titles have come at the 250 level, and my best performance at a Masters came in 2026 when I reached the semi-finals of my adopted home country with upsets, victories along the way, including world number 3, Alexander Zverev. For 1 point, I am a 24-year-old Italian professional tennis player, currently ranked inside the world's top 20, known for rocking some seriously stylish sunglasses courtside and occasionally blanking the ball kids. Who am I?
Adrian, I am Luciano Darderi.
Oh, you are correct. Look at sporting those sunglasses. Ding, 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 ding. That is correct, Adrian. Congratulations. Thank you for making me read all that out, putting my hard work on show here.
Yeah.
At the Talkn Tennis podcast. Sometimes it pays to be patient, Chris.
I realized
3 or 4 points. I saw you. Yeah, I think I'll give you 3. I think 3 or 4. You got it pretty early. Chris, you're right. You're right that it was topical, but I wrote this a couple of weeks ago and I couldn't be bothered changing it. So it was topical 2 weeks ago.
It was.
I don't know who I would have put. Guardio, yeah.
He wasn't topical. He just, when we were doing the name every Grand Slam champion, it was just he just came up and I just thought, yeah, I didn't realize he won one. And I actually saw a video of him earlier in the week when he played at a young Rafa Nadal in some tournament. And Guardio said to him on the changeover, he says, don't play like that and don't have a stupid look on your face. And Nadal just came out and just walloped him. And Guardio just coming off, winning the French Open. He's like the man. Young Rafa, mate, just whipped him up. So I had Guardio in my mind.
It's a fair shout. It came up. It was your clue that you didn't know. So yeah.
French Open.
Originally, I was thinking to do somebody from the categories, but then the whole Darderi thing came out. I'm like, no, that's my man. That is my man.
I'm so glad we saw him at the Open this year, Chrissy.
We did. I didn't know much about him, and I even backed against him, as we can probably remember, and sipping a few CCs.
Chilean, yeah.
Garin, that's right. And he hits a hard ball to there. He was creaming them that day. But yes, round 1, court 15-78.
Good memory. Now you're all about the Darderi. Score check on Sinner leads 3-love in the third set as well. Live score updates here on the Talkn Tennis podcast. This is what you come here for. Adrian, very good. You take an 11-6 leads. Some would say insurmountable leads. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some would say that. 11-6. It's almost double now. I think my math nearly there. Nearly double. Could be next week. It could be double. Is there anything you want to say to your legions of fans? And do you just want to give us an update on any blogs or Substacks that you might be reading as well in the tennis sphere that Chris and I and our listeners are potentially unaware of?
Well, as you would know, followers of Talkn Tennis podcast here, we're following Greg's journey, who has made the trek to Florida. And the last we heard, he was ready to play a doubles game. So now we're the update is after said match. So I've got it here. This entry is titled, Things Got Competitive. He says, hey team, Greg here. I've delayed writing this update because honestly, I'm still trying to process what happened. Doubles match went ahead yesterday morning, and for a while, it actually felt normal. Derek and Samantha paired up against me and Samantha's friend, Claire, who brought a very intense energy. for someone who claimed she was just there for the cardio. Warm-up was fine, bit awkward, obviously. Derek kept saying things like, "Oh, good to finally see a game in person, brother," which under the circumstances was emotionally devastating. Still, I held it together. Early on, the tennis was actually flowing nicely. Long rallies, good movement, everyone laughing. Derek was surprisingly solid at the net, although he celebrated every winner like he just won a major. Samantha and I tried to keep things professional. Tried. But there was tension out there, real tension. Started subtly. A lingering eye contact after a cross-court rally. A playful shoulder bump at the net. At one point, Samantha told me, "Nice touch, G," in front of Derek. Reader, the atmosphere changed immensely. Derek's whole body language shifted. No more smiling, no more good shot, brother. He adjusted his cap backwards. And from that moment onward, every single ball was hit directly at me. And not socially either, aggressively. I copped one volley straight in the ribs during a routine exchange, and Derek just calmly said, "That's doubles." Another rally ended with Derek screaming, saying, "Cover your line, Greg." It wasn't even near the line. Things escalated further when Samantha accidentally called me G again midway through the second set. Derek froze, actually froze. Then quietly asked, "Why are we shortening his name?" Nobody answered. Claire later described the silence as one of the darkest moments I've experienced on a public court. From there, the match completely deteriorated. Derek started challenging every line call, regardless of the distance. At one point, he called a ball out before it crossed the net. He accused me of emotional poaching, suspicious movement, and lingering too long during changeovers. The turning point came late in the second set. Samantha hit a lob over my head and instinctively yelled, "Get back, G." Again, the nickname. Derek snapped. He attempted an around the post winner that was never remotely available. He slipped near the doubles alley, crashed through a sponsored hydration banner, somehow knocked over an entire portable chair set up beside court 3. It was absolute scenes. A child dropped an ice cream. Someone yelled, "This is why I play pickleball." The match was abandoned shortly after. Derek immediately hit a ball directly at my water bottle. No warning, just gone. Electrolytes everywhere. Samantha hasn't replied to my last 2 messages. And Derek stormed off saying, "This is why..." sorry. I knew this guy watched full matches. Claire has, however, sent me 3 separate paragraphs analysing the chemistry she observed between us, so that's become its own issue. I mean to fly back to Ohio tomorrow, but honestly, I came to Florida to improve my tennis, and instead I've destroyed a marriage and strained my hamstring. Tough week for the sport. Got to earn your serves, Greg.
Wow. Only offers Greg, not G.
So he signs off as Greg, but Samantha calls him G.
Gee. Who was Claire? It was Claire, a friend of Samantha's. A friend of this friend, Claire. Fucking hell, shit's hitting the fan in Florida. That's all I have to say.
So is Greg boning Samantha, or are they just friends?
Yeah, they boned.
Were you not there last week in last week's podcast?
I get confused with the names. You got Claire as well. So Claire's a friend of Samantha?
Yeah. She was just there for the doubles.
That's with the cardio. Yeah.
She's just there for the cardio, mate.
Gotcha. Yeah, right.
I think Chris has to subscribe to the Substack directly.
I think so.
I do.
Looks like she wants a little bit more cardio from Greg by the sounds of it.
Mate, I'm hoping that maybe he can start taking some selfies of himself, maybe on the court, or just, I would love to see what he looks like, and maybe we can post it to the Talkn Tennis page on Reddit as well, like what Greg looks like, or maybe you even need to reach out to him and say, hey, get yourself a selfie with you and Sam as well. I'd love to see that.
Shout out to Greg. Greg, I know you'll be listening to this part of the podcast as you normally do. Big fans. We're all big fans of your Substack. Well, Adrian is. Chris and I, via osmosis, are big fans of your podcast. So feel free, jump on Reddit, /Talkn Tennis podcast, and just post a selfie of yourself just out on the warm Florida courts. I assume it's hot there at the moment. It's hot in France. It's gonna be hot in Florida. It's fucking freezing here. Yeah, we'd like to see more of Greg. No dick pics though, just normal pics of you on the court. Yeah, I don't want to see Asia's DMs on Instagram.
That's what we have here, aside from the legions in the US of A, particularly in Wisconsin, who've piped up recently. But it looks like things are heating up in Greg's little chapter there. So look forward to see what comes of
little
that.
universe. I think Greg's going to relocate permanently to Florida. That's my guess. I can't see him. He's not going to go back to Ohio. To what? Work at Home Depot? He's got 2 women after him. You move. That's my guess.
I'll let him know.
We'll see.
Say Adam the animal thinks this is what you need to do.
I think so. He's enjoying his time down there, playing doubles. He's lost a friend, but that's
friends.
That's D. That's D's problem, I guess.
I think things are going to blow up. I think he's slowly blowing up his life. It's going to get nasty pretty soon. Lawyers are going to start getting involved. It's going to get nasty.
Well, lawyers getting involved. It's not his problem.
Marriage, divorce.
No. It's Derek's problem, by the sounds of it. We know Derek's not listening. He only listens to the clips that Chris posts on our YouTube page. Speaking of which, youtube.com/Talkn Tennis podcast or Talkn Tennis. I don't know what the handle is, but Chris posts a lot of videos of this podcast recording and a whole bunch of clips. So if you're listening on Spotify or another audio platform, check us out there on YouTube. Chris, any parting words you want to say to your legion of bots who follow you on X? That's x.com/Talkn Tennis podcast.
Yes, my legion. Thank you to my new recent followers on X as well. I'll continue posting the good content and fighting the good fight on X for the I guess not so aesthetically pleasing tennis players on the tour. But yeah, we'll catch you next week.
For sticking it up for the fatties on X. Yes, thank you to everyone who's made it this far of the podcast. If you're still here, then that's on you, but we appreciate your support. Help us out, as always, by leaving a 5-star review on Spotify or by following us on all the streaming platforms like Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Buzzsprout, MusicBee, Bumble, Hinge, and all the platforms that exist and the ones I just made up. We will catch you next week for more tennis talk. Good evening and good night.